Okay, this is going to be a continuance of part 5 of my thoughts on political correctness and other issues. It's a common misconception. I gotta find the page again. It's a common misconception that only white soldiers fought for the Confederacy, and nothing can be farther from the truth. There's a picture in my Civil War book here that's the Cherokee Nation, North Carolina Cherokee Nation, that fought for the Confederacy. I'm just having trouble finding the page again because there's over 600 pages in this Civil War book. Whatever, I'll find it in a minute. And a good many African American soldiers fought for the Confederacy as free men. And they try to sweep it under the rug and say they didn't. There's at least 300 military pensions that were granted for African American soldiers after the war in the Confederacy. So they fought for the Confederacy, even though the northern version makes it look like they didn't. Well, sorry to say they did, and they got treated a lot better, believe it or not, than the North treated their African American soldiers, because the North actually paid theirs less than what some of the southern states, like the Texas Army, they paid their black soldiers the same that the white soldiers got. But in the North, it wasn't the case. They were supposed to be the good guys, but they paid their black soldiers in the Union Army less. So, should tell you something right there. Like I said, I forgot a few things, so that's why I'm doing a continuance of this. This should have been a part of the video I just did, but can't remember everything. You know, it happens. That's why we're human, right? But I have several friends that are black that like the Confederate flag, so that's why it's kind of stupid that they try to say that only white people like the battle flag, and it's just not the case. I mean, the media sweeps it under the rug, so it makes it look like that way. That's why the media is so dangerous, because they do shit like that. And it's stupid, really, but it's what they do. The only time that they report it, something like that, is if they make it impossible for me to ignore. Like this one guy, he's on my friends list. He calls himself the Black Rebel, and he organized a Confederate flag rally when Obama's motorcade came by. Media couldn't ignore that one. So I invite all my fellow black Confederates flag supporters to get out there and make your voices heard. Make it impossible for you to be ignored. That's what you can do, because the media is going to sweep you under the rug and be like you don't exist, because that's what they do. I mean, there's people like Dale Earnhardt Jr. that say the flag's offensive to an entire race. Well, there's a lot of black people that fly that flag with pride. So, obviously it's not offensive to an entire race. But, it's just somebody with an opinion. That's all it is. People are going to be offended by things like that, until the end of time. So, and the thing is, the world didn't used to be this way. But now it's like people are offended by everything. I mean, like, for example, the WWE. People are offended by blood, okay? It's wrestling, it's fighting. You're going to get busted open now and then. But now, you get busted open, you're going to have a referee rush to you with a towel to, clean up the blood. And it's stupid. I mean, you're offended by bleeding? I mean, you're that much of a freaking pussy. I mean, don't watch TV at all. So that's why freaking people turn to other alternatives than WWE, because WWE doesn't really allow blood. And then when they do, they put it in freaking black and white when they're like re-showing it. It's like, I was like, you people think we're stupid? We know what color blood is. We know what blood looks like. It's like they try to sweep it under the rug when it does happen. It's like, grow up. That's why they're losing freaking fans. That's why, it's like a couple weeks ago, Raw hit an all-time low. But of course, that may be for a lot of the stupid wrestlers that get on there now. But we won't go there. It's just what this world has become, just like in the past few years, is it just didn't used to be this way. I mean, it's like, who decides what's politically correct, anyways? I mean, it's not as I said a little while ago, it's not politically correct to say Merry Christmas anymore. And with people like Obama in office, he's making it freaking look like it's not even politically correct to be straight anymore. It's freaking based on what I've seen. I mean, he freaking says it's okay for transvestites, I guess you can call them, to use different bathrooms. It's like, if you're born a male, you use the men's room, and if you're born a female, you use the women's restroom. It's that simple. I mean, Kurt Schilling, he got fired from ESPN for posting a picture that said that. It's like, you guys knew what you were getting when you hired him. He's always told it like it is. I don't see nothing wrong with that, but people can't handle the truth. It's just like I see on a previous episode I did of this on here, somebody obviously clicked dislike. It's like, well, nobody forced you to watch it. You don't like the truth, apparently, because what I say is true. I mean, it's what this country's become. I mean, you're offended by everything. I mean, offended by a flag, you're offended by a symbol, you're offended by even sports teams are getting to be that way. I mean, they were talking about changing the name of the Washington Redskins, changing the logo, because people were offended by it. It's like something that's been there for it's been the same for 40, 50 years, and all of a sudden you want to change it because you're offended by it. It's like here, South Burlington High School, they're bitching about the Rebels name again. Okay, first of all, rebel is a word, okay? Rebel is a word, okay? It's in the dictionary, okay? There's nothing offensive about it. I mean, just because some people are offended by it, they go there, that, are from the Middle East and stuff, it's like, go back to where you came from. We're not forcing you to be here. We don't go over to your country and tell you how to live. We don't freaking go in there and tell you how to eat and all that, and what you should do and all that. We don't do that. So don't freaking come over here and do it to us. That's freaking bullshit. It's like freaking, there's nothing wrong with the name Rebels, the South Burlington Rebels. I'm telling you right now, though, even if they freaking did change the name, people would still call them the Rebels because they were for so long. It's just like when they changed the name for the Recycle North down on Pine Street, that store to Resource. Everybody still calls it Recycle North. So what the hell's the difference? It's still going to be the same. So, but It's like freaking, you're offended by the name of something. I mean, I'm waiting for the people to say there's something wrong with the name Boston Red Sox. I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet. I'm sure they'll find something sooner or later. Same with the Patriots. I'm amazed that nothing's come out about that too. They're probably going to say that's offensive next. Or the Boston Celtics, they're probably going to say that offends the Irish or something like that. But it's just a bunch of nonsense. Life's too short to be like offended by everything. You can not like something. Like for example, I don't like certain movies like the Blair Witch Project and shit like that. But I'm not offended that other people like them. I mean, you can not like something like you see like somebody driving a car you don't like, see something like little toy smart cars that people drive. It's like, yeah, I don't like them. I wouldn't get in one because I wouldn't trust it if I got into an accident. But I'm not offended that people drive it. It's odd looking, but I'm not offended by it. Same thing with people that don't like the teams or whatever that I like. It's just like, I'm not offended that you don't like it. Just like I'm for baseball, I like the Red Sox. The Pirates are my National League team, and let's see, the Texas Rangers are my Southern team. And I guess you could say that. Oops, I spilled my soda there. I guess you could say that. Well, dating back to 2007 and 2008 when they won back-to-back division titles, there was a team that I wanted to see win, and they finally did it this year. So I guess you could say, well, I guess can't really deny it at this point. I guess you could say the Cubs are my fourth team. I really like sports, as you can tell, but I'm not offended just because I have friends that are fans of like the New York Yankees. Yeah, we have our little discussions, but we're not offended that the other person likes a different team than we do. It's just who we are. But being offended by things, objects and stuff like that, it doesn't get you anywhere. So I mean, stop being offended by everything. I mean, you can not like something. It's just like, there's people that don't like the American flag, even though they live in America. Or the Stars and Stripes, I should say. But, it's like, I'm not offended that people don't like it. I mean, it puzzles me, yeah, sure, but being offended that they don't like it, I mean, just like I don't like that some people go and burn it, but, there really ain't much you can do about it. If they buy it and they decide to do it, I mean, yeah, it's wrong, but, it's, you can't really do much about it. I mean, you could theoretically kick their ass or whatever, but it doesn't really prove anything. I mean, you can't teach somebody something that doesn't want to learn. So, and with freaking liberals and idiots like that, I mean, they have empty heads to begin with, so you're not going to make anything sink in that's not there. So it's pointless. But being offended by an inanimate object, for whatever reason. And if your only argument is to say that it's racist, I mean, it's like you might have an argument if like only one race flew it, but when there's pictures of like all kinds of like different races flying it, like there is with the Confederate battle flag, even though people don't bother to look it up, there's plenty of them out there. So, you know, if your only argument is that, I mean, you're pretty ignorant. But you can not like it, you can not like seeing it, but you don't have to freaking look at it. It's like if I see something I don't like, I just turn the other way. You don't freaking go and freaking start trouble over it. It ain't worth it. It's just like there's people that don't like the music I like. I mean, believe it or not, there's people that don't like Hank Williams. Which, I'm not offended by it. I don't get it, but I'm not offended by it. But, you know, it is what it is. And there's some people that don't like video games. I play video games. But I'm not offended by people that don't. But I think by now you get what I'm trying to say, is that just saying you're offended by this and that, and it's just, you know, it doesn't get you anywhere. So, like I said, this is a continuance of part 5. I thought I said everything I wanted to say, but I realized I forgot some things. As you can see, I'm still looking for that picture I was going to show you in here. I mean, you can look it up online either way. I mean, this is a pretty famous picture. It's the actually, I think it's in the last part. It's a picture of the northern Cherokee Indians after the war that fought for the Confederacy. Oh, here it is, page 607. This up here. Yep. That's the North Carolina Cherokee Confederate veterans. See right there that other nationalities fought for the Confederacy, not just white people. And I even heard there was some Muslims that fought for the Confederacy. It's possible, I guess. I don't know, because that's one part I really didn't care about, to be honest with you. But, you know, probably, wouldn't doubt it. I mean, the wars like that, you get every able-bodied person that you can, so certainly possible that whoever was there, I mean, there was also like French and German people that fought for the Confederacy too. So anyway, this is the book a friend of mine gave me. It's called The American Heritage: New History of the Civil War. Narrative by Bruce Catton, or Kate, whatever the hell his name is, and edited and with an introduction by James M. McPherson. So this is the book. It's over 600 pages. My guess would be wherever you can get it, wherever books are sold. It says its original retail price on it was $50, so it all depends on how much you want to spend on it, I guess. But hi, Raven. You can see my cat just poked her head in the background. That's my black cat. She wanted to get in the video. But that should be it. As far as I know, I've covered everything this time. I don't think I missed anything. But Again, one more time, being offended by objects or symbols or what people do or people in general, it doesn't get you anywhere. So, I mean, what I'm saying probably falls on deaf ears, but this politically correct crap has to stop. I mean, it's really it's not only destroying the country, it's destroying the world. It's life's hard enough to live without freaking worrying about offending somebody. You know what I mean? Anyways, that about wraps it up. So, hope you all have a nice day. Said everything that I can think of for now. Like I said, this is the only time I've ever had to continue a part of one of my videos. But you know, whatever. I'll just write part 5 continue. You know, not a big deal. Anyways, hope you all have a nice day.